What's good, everybody? It's Will Hamza from Ather Gaming, and today I'm coming to you guys with a brand new deck profile. And yes, guys, you saw from the title, it is a virtual world deck profile. Now, this is a set that's coming out in Phantom Rage, and they do have a card on the screen, which is like basically like a walking, talking Master of Darklaw, Herald of the Arclight, whatever you guys want. And again, at the end of this deck profile, guys, I will show a quick 2-card combo that you can end on some pretty insane stuff. Before we start the video, guys, like this video. Let's try and hit 100 likes on this video, as well as comment what you guys want to see next, and of course subscribe, because we are trying to hit 7,000 subscribers by the end of the month and 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. But without further ado, guys, let's get straight into this video. Alright, guys, so now we are getting into the deck profile, guys, and again, this is a very cool and super unique deck, and I feel like this deck quite has the potential to become a tier 1 deck depending on what the ban list actually hits. And anyways, let's get into the deck file. I'm not going to talk anymore, but yeah, so the first card we are playing a 3 of, I think we play 3 of every card just right now, and then of course as like the the builds go on and stuff like that, we'll be able to change it. But again, we're playing 3 of Datascape Lady Rui. I think her name's gonna be like Virtual World Lady Rui, or we're just gonna call her Rui. So basically, she has the effect where if this card is in your hand, you can target one other virtual world card you control. You can also have some monsters for the rest of this turn except level 3/rank 3 or higher monsters. So again, a lot of the cards or the monsters have super similar effects to Rui, which will make her pretty OP. And then the other effect is after you target it, you can send one Datascape card from deck to the graveyard with a different card type, i.e. monster, spell, trap. So if you target a monster, send a spell or trap, yada. And then it says, then you special summon this card, then you can add one Datascape card from your deck to your hand, and then with a different card type from the targeted card that you sent to the graveyard. So basically, again, you can only use each effect only once this turn. Yeah, okay. So basically, she's really good. She's basically quote unquote the best card in the deck to start it that you want to see in your hand, because again, you can target a card, summon herself, and then mill a card, and then on summon she adds. And again, it's not like I said for like Overraptor, it's really similar to Fleur, where it's all in one instance, where you go, okay, special effect, target, response, no, summon, then you mill, and then you add. So she's pretty OP. A free special summon that can mill and add. So she is really important in what she provides to the deck, and for sure a mandatory 3-up. Again, a level 3 psychic tuner monster you can E-Tele out. Again, really powerful. And then we are playing triple of Niang. Now Niang is one of the cool things where she doesn't really have that summoning clause, but she does have a pretty cool summoning clause where if a level 3 monster is normal or special summon to your field while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card, and if you do, it's treated as a tuner, but banish it when it leaves the field. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except level 3/rank 3 or higher monsters. And then again, it has another cool effect where if this card's banished, target one of your other banished cards, shuffle it into the deck. You can only use each effect once per turn. Now she, again, would I play 3 of her going into the future? Maybe not. It's really hard to say, because Rui is the tuner, and when she summons herself, she special summons herself as a tuner. So like, if you guys were thinking about it, like, I mean, it is a 1-card quote unquote rank 3 play that it provides to the deck. If you guys want to go that route, then you can for sure go that route. But again, into the future, I would definitely suggest maybe cutting Niang down to 2. Maybe not 1, because again, you need the recursion effect, and this deck is very sticky and grindy, so I would recommend you guys to for sure play her at 2. 3 is up to you guys, but again, I just want to play 3 right now to showcase the power of this deck. And then moving on from Niang, we are getting on to our level 6s. So we are playing our one Linlin. If you guys don't know what Linlin does, if this card's in your hand, so very similar to Rui, same effect. Target one Datascape card you control, cannot special monsters except level 3/rank 3 or higher monsters. Then send one card from your deck to the graveyard, different card type, blah. And if you do special summon this card, then you can send one Datascape card from your deck to the graveyard with a different card type from the targeted card and the card you sent to the graveyard, except Linlin. So again, Linlin has a very similar effect to Rui, where Linlin can go ahead and Foolish, summon, and then Foolish again, right? So you got double Foolish here, you got a Foolish and a Rhoda here, you got a Reborn here, which is pretty cool. Again, there are super interesting ways on how you can play this deck. Again, it does suck that Niang doesn't really say like if a Datascape or a Virtual World monster is summoned, it has to be a level 3 monster. But again, it doesn't really affect us that much. Linlin, a very powerful card. Moving on to the other level 6, we are playing our Lao. Now again, Lao, super similar effect to our Rui and our Linlin. This I mean, I don't know what these names are, to be honest. But yeah, Lao Lao again, this card's in your hand, target one Dadscape card you control, blah blah blah. You cannot special monsters, level 3. You guys, I'm sure you guys know the clause already with a different monster. But his effect is pretty cool because he says, and if you do special summon this card, then you can special summon from your graveyard in defense position one Dadscape monster with a different name than the card you sent to the graveyard, but negates effects. So Lao Lao is really good because not only is he a foolish, which is generally what all the other monsters do, but when he's summoned, he can actually just monster reborn any monster that is milled other than the monster that you milled, or like a different name than the card you milled. So again, you guys will see in the combo near the end of the video, this is kind of like how we turbo out like our VFDs, our QB, all of our like crazy like rank 9s and level 9 synchros. This is how we do it. Lao Lao is a very important part to that deck. But then moving on to the last card we play triple ZZ. Yeah, ZZ, you know, shout out Travis Scott. But yeah, ZZ, if this card's in your hand, target one Dadscape monster you control, cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn, blah blah blah. Also, you send one Dadscape card from your deck to the graveyard with the same. So again, everything is very similar in that regard. If you special summon this card, and if you do that during the end phase of this card, add one Dadscape monster from your graveyard to your hand. So again, recursion. Now the funny thing is, I really consider this deck to be like super like interesting. I think it's very similar to like Salamangreat because like the cards are like these little cute little beast type monsters that can like do all sorts of like funny shenanigans. So that's why I think that it's pretty funny. And I mean, this guy kind of looks like Foxy a little bit. But anyways, guys, moving on to like more of like a quote unquote tech card that I decided to play was Psychic Wielder. Again, you guys can play more of this card. I just felt like all these cards are level 3s, and this card basically said if you control a level 3 monster other than Psychic Wielder. So you can just summon this card with ZZ, you can summon this card with Riri, you can summon this card with Niang Niang. So you can summon this card almost all of the time. So I think Psychic Wielder is very crucial in that regard. Again, a level 3 being a level 3 is very crucial in that aspect, and then perfectly fine it is a tuner as well. So it is really cool, and I'm pretty sure if this card is sent to the graveyard as a synchro material, you can target one monster on the field with less attack and then destroy it. So it does help going second. Again, another ETL target. You can play other cards if you want in this deck in replace of Psychic Wielder, but I actually feel like this card is pretty good. Maybe I haven't really figured out how to use it, and I'm sure one of you guys have, but I feel like this card is too good to not play in this deck. Moving on to some hand traps, we're playing triple Ash Blossom and triple Nibiru. Again, high impact cards that we want to be able to utilize in our deck. And then again, we are playing our Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, and this is only to utilize or get maximum consistency out of our emergency teleport. So we wanted to play the other hand trap. Again, it is an extender as well because it's a level 3 psychic light monster that we can do a lot of cool shenanigans with. But now, that's it for the monsters, guys. 25. Moving on, we are going to be playing our triple Dadscape capital Ju Long. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering these names. I know I butchered like the other names before. A lot of people messaged me, but I'm so sorry. But Ju Long. So basically, this card says when it's activated, you can place one Dadscape card directly from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone, then apply the following effects in sequence based on the number of virtual world cards you control. Not Dadscape cards, sorry. But yeah, basically if you have 2 or more, all of your monsters gain 200 attack for the rest of the turn. 3 more, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. 4 more, spell summon up to 4 Dadscape monsters with different names from your extra deck. So it is pretty unique. To be honest, this card is more of a starter, or like quote unquote starter, or like an extender. So again, really cool. For the most part, you're not really using any of these effects. I'll show you guys why you actually use this card, but again, it is very cool in that regard as well. Being able to get any virtual world card from your deck and activating instantly is very powerful. Like, literally just bypasses the set clause on a lot of trap cards. So this card is very powerful. Moving on, we are going to be playing triple of our King Long. And basically, this card says you can banish one Dadscape card from your graveyard, target one face-up monster on the field, negate its effects until the end of this turn. So again, it does help going second, and you can banish any card from your graveyard, and then you do have special recursion cards like I showed you guys before. But then right here it says blah blah. And then secondary effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add one Dadscape monster from your deck to your hand, send one card from your hand to your graveyard. You can only use each effect once per turn. So it's pretty cool. Because this card not only is a banish and negate, but it is a Rhoda in the graveyard, and you guys will see we are playing a Foolish Burial Goods for this card in order to like activate it to the fully. But now moving on, guys, we are playing Triple Pot Desires. Again, you guys can see everything's basically a 3 of in this deck as of now. So you can play Triple Pot Desires. You can live with this. You're fine with banishing cards. It doesn't really matter. So now we are playing Triple Pot Desires in this deck. And then we are playing double Foolish Burial Goods just to get our King Long in the graveyard and our trap card. The one Call by the Grave and the one E-Telly. Now this card's like the absolutely crazy card, and I will show you guys some other cool things that you guys can do with this deck. So yeah, one called, one Italy, and then 2 of the trap card. Zuque. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering these names. But yeah, you can try 1 face-up card you on the field, shuffle 2 of your banished Dascape cards with different names into the deck, then destroy that target. So again, it's kind of like a time pendulum graph, if you guys remember that card, being a continuous trap card. And like I said before, guys, the capital can actually just set the gate, so it is pretty cool like that. And then again, it has another effect where during the main phase, you can banish this card from graveyard, target 1 Dascape monster you control, and increase its level or rank by 3 until the end of this turn. Again, more foolish burial goods targets like that. So that's it for the main deck, guys, just 40 cards. Now I'm quickly going to tell you guys about some other tech cards that you can play in this deck, starting off with our triple tactics talents. I know I'm trying to keep these deck files as budget friendly as possible, and then I can just tell you guys like what other budget, or if you have a little bit more money or you have the talents that you pulled, you can play it for sure. Again, this card's very versatile in what it provides. You can play the 1 Malphos fusion because it works with the goods. The only issue is it doesn't really work with anything else, to be honest. I have been testing like Magician's Souls in this variant to see like how good it actually is, but like I'm not too sold on it just right now. 2 souls on it right now. You can play the Psychic Tracker again, Psychic Wielder's buddy, and then you can play the Charge Warrior. You can play the Psychic Riser, and then this is what I was telling you guys about. A small Assault Beast activate sort of engine, because this card can manipulate levels very powerfully. The only issue is, again, Italy's only at 1. If Italy maybe goes to 2, you would play, because you can play 2 Italy 1 for 1, and then Psychic Side Reflector becomes very powerful. I did see some pretty crazy combos with this, so hopefully if we do get Italy, I can showcase you guys that. But now, guys, anyways, that's enough for like the side deck or other options you guys can play. Now let's quickly get into the extra deck, starting off with some cards. So we are playing the 1 Coral Dragon. Again, this is interchangeable with the Charge Warrior. I just feel like Coral Dragon is pretty good, being able to pitch and pop. Then you draw, right? So it's pretty good. We are playing the 1 Dascape Beast Juju. Now again, this card says 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner, a level 6 generic tuner monster. Synchro monster. Pretty cool. Psychic Wind cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects while you have 2 or more monsters with the same original type and attribute but different names in your graveyard. So again, you're always gonna have them because the same type, original attribute but different names, you know what I mean? So that's why you can be playing these cards. Let's get back to her real quick. But again, you can banish 2 monsters with the same original type and attribute but different names, target 1 card on the field, and send it to the graveyard. It's a pretty good card. I mean, 2400 attack is actually pretty high for a 6 star synchro monster. And then again, you can banish monsters, target, and send any card on the field, I believe, right? Yeah, target 1 card on the field and send it to the graveyard. This is actually a pretty powerful card in what it provides, so that's why I decided to play it. Again, the 1 Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, because I mean, it comes up. Like, you'd be surprised, it comes up. The 1 Ravenous Crocodragon, Crocosaurus Rex, again, draw cards, free. Trishula to stop our opponent and just do some unique plays. Cloud Castle to get into VFD. And then we are playing double of the QB, aka the Fox Jian. And basically, if you guys don't know what this card does, any card sent from the field to the graveyard is banished instead. So again, like a walking, talking Dark Law, 2800 is pretty good. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. When your monster declares an attack, return 1 banished monster to the graveyard. So it's pretty good. You know, you can get some cute recursion. Again, then during your main phase, except the turn this card sent to the graveyard, banish 2 other monsters with different original type and attribute from this card and special from this card. So he can keep on recurring himself, which is pretty insane, which is why like it's really cool that we can overlay our monsters, like our him and another monster, into VFD. Then we have recursion for the next play, and then again, like I said before, you can only use each of the following effects. So if you reborn him using this effect, you can put one of those cards away into the graveyard, then during the next turn you can do it again, and now you can just reborn him again. It's a pretty cool, like, quote unquote infinite Tsukiyomi loop, so that's why I decided to play him at 2, especially 2. Like, he's a really good card. Then we are playing the 1 Long, again, 2 level 3 monsters with the same type and attribute. It's really easy to make level 3s in this deck, you guys can see right here, especially with Niang and Rui. So basically they can send it with Rui and Niang, so it is really good. And then ZZ has a very similar cool effect. But yeah, Long, while this card has material, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. When your opponent activates the effect of a monster with an attribute that is not on their field while they control a face-up monster, you can detach 2 materials and negate the activation. So again, you know, you get to negate a generic, quote unquote generic rank 3 monster with 2400 attacks, pretty good, and it's a negate, which is really good. And then we are playing the 1 Cicada King, or however you guys want, Cicada King, Cicada King, however you guys want to say it, doesn't matter. Cicada King, basically a level 3 or a rank 3 win monster. If the opposition of this card, wait, where is it? The battle position of this card is changed. Special summon one insect monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. Again, we don't care about that. When the monster on the field activates its effect, detach one material, target that monster, negate its effects, then make one insect monster on the field, either gain 500 or change battle position. You can only use this effect once per turn. So it's pretty cool because again, it's a generic negate. You can detach one material instead of two materials for this, and then again, Scott King can buff himself. So technically speaking, he can go to like 22. Kind of reminds you of like a Leviathan dragon in that aspect, where like as he uses this effect, he gets stronger. But again, it's just pretty good. Break sword. There shouldn't really be much to explain about this, just to break cards and break boards. Totem Bird, again, 2 level 3 win monsters, and like you guys can see, we got the wins on deck. And then once per turn, during your player's turn, when a spell trap card activated, you can attach 2 materials. Negate activation, if you do destroy it, then this card loses 300 attack while it has no XYZ material. So it's pretty good as well, being a spell negate. And it's pretty easy, honestly, to set up boards with like VFD plus a negate, especially with these cards. So that's why I personally feel like it's really good. Then we played the one Fan Fortress Enter Blathner, just for more unique, I guess, board removal. And then the one VFD, again, this is like the second boss monster of the deck. And then we are playing of course, we are playing Zeus. Very easy to make. A lot of cards are going to actually be playing this card, so that's why we decided to play the Zeus. Again, like I said before, I know I said budget. You can absolutely just get rid of Zeus, throw in another VFD, throw in another anything you want, throw in Charge Warrior. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, guys, that's it for the main deck, extra deck, and cards that you guys can play. Now let's quickly get on to like a 1 to 2 card combo that I can showcase that this deck can play. Alright guys, so now we are just going to quickly showcase a 2 card combo, really standard 2 card combo that you guys can actually pull off in this deck. And all it requires you to have is Rui and our Julong. Again guys, if you're not subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe. I am going to be uploading daily videos, trying to hit 7k by the end of the month, trying to get 10k by the end of the year, baby. I know we can do it. But anyways, let's start off with the combo. We go ahead and we are going to go ahead and activate our Capital. Capital's effect will let us place 1 gate card directly from our deck in our spell and trap card zone. So we go ahead and grab the trap card. Now it's really important we get the trap card because again, like I said before, Rui will trigger to target 1 datascape card on your field or virtual world card, and then you have to mill a card with a different type. So you actually need this to be a trap card because we are going to proceed to go ahead and mill our Qinglong. So basically right here, we are going to go ahead and summon our Rui. Now again, like I said before, Rui is all in one instance. So Rui will Foolish, and then Rui will go ahead and add our Lao Lao. So now from here, what we are going to proceed to do is we are going to go ahead and use our Qinglong effect. And basically this card says banish, and then add 1 datascape monster from your deck to your hand, and then obviously like a Mothman, send a card from your hand to the graveyard. Let's go ahead, we add the Linlin, and then we actually go ahead and pitch the Linlin. Now this is important to have Linlin in the graveyard already, and I'll explain why in just a moment. So we go ahead, we use Lao Lao. Lao Lao's effect will go ahead and trigger, and we are going to go ahead and mill the trap card. Of course, we are going to be targeting Rui here, and then again, these cards are very important to mill in that specific order, right? Go ahead and we are going to summon Lao Lao, and Lao Lao has the effect where he will monster reborn. So now I can explain why we kind of sent it that way instead of the other way. And because again, Lao Lao says you have to special summon a monster from the graveyard with a different name than the card you sent to the graveyard. So Lao Lao can't send Linlin and then reborn Linlin, you know what I mean? So we had to send it that way, but it's okay, right? Like we don't really care. But yeah, so now from here we go ahead and we turn our 2 monsters away, so our Rui, our Tuner, and our Linlin away into our Fox. And then again, we go ahead and we banish our Zukui, our trap card, and we target our Lao Lao, and this makes our Lao Lao a level 9 monster. And then of course from here, I'm sure you guys can see what's going to happen. We're going to overlay our monsters into our True Kings of all calamities. Now it is, like, I know it's kind of an quote-unquote underwhelming board. I mean, VFD still stops everybody from playing the game, realistically speaking. And again, once you go ahead and detach our Fox, then we are going to have monsters in the graveyard. And again, this is a 2 card combo, right? We still have like other cards in our hand. We have like maybe trap cards, maybe hand traps, maybe other extenders that we can actually push forward to actually set up an additional negate as well. So guys, this deck is actually very, very underrated. I feel like it's very powerful. You can set up VFD and you can set up a walking floodgate. This guy might be quote-unquote Colossus 2.0 maybe, who knows. But anyways guys, this is Hamza. I am going to be uploading more daily content, so please stay tuned for that. And like I always say guys, keep on shining, never on your dreams. Let's get it.